This guide has been inspected and approved by Luminous.
Hey guys, this is Sunsfan and welcome to the official Dota Cinema Guide to Venomanser. If you aren't familiar with this hero, you may want to watch the introduction we did for him at the corresponding link. Venomanser is an agility hero who is most commonly played as support. His abilities allow him to be an amazing lane partner as well as a very powerful counter pusher. Skill build. The following Venomanser skill build is generally accepted when playing him as a support hero. Level 1 you get Venomous Gale in order to set up an early kill. Level 2 you get Poison Sting, which most importantly will give you an 11% slow to your auto attacks. And then after this you will max your Plague Wards by 7, as they are your most important spell. There are too many uses to even list, but the main two would have to be that they give you the ability to push and counter push lanes, and second, will give you amazing vision wherever placed. Poison Nova is usually picked up at the standard 6, 11, and 16, although in some rare cases might be smart to wait until level 10. As far as what you max out second, go with Venomous Gale. This will give you a lot more damage to a spell that you will use every time there's a hero to kill. Poison Sting is maxed last because you only gain 3% movement slow from level 1 to 4, plus the extra 15 damage per second isn't that useful when you're playing as a support and your right clicks really aren't relied upon. In addition to this, your attack range is so low that may put you in bad positions thanks to your low HP pool. If you feel this is an issue, then getting stats over finishing your Poison Sting should be considered. If that build doesn't interest you, then some players like to go with a more roaming Venomancer, which means maxing Gale, with again that one level of Poison Sting, and then wards maxed out second. Item build. As with all supports, buying either the wards or courier will be expected of you. Aside from this, get your basic regeneration, as well as a Ring of Protection, which you'll turn into a Ring of Basilius at your earliest convenience. Boots for Venomancer are almost always arcane. This allows you to spam your spells with very little worry of running out of mana. Treads can be looked at, but would be more suited if you play the tanky/carry role. Into the mid game and beyond, just build items that will help your team as well as keep you alive. A pipe or mech are excellent choices for Veno, but try not to get both. You usually don't want your mech and pipe to be on the same person because then the other team will just focus them down and have a big advantage in team fights. The Ring of Basilius can of course be turned into a Vlad's if your team composition calls for it, and an Aghanim Scepter is also a solid item to get if you have enough farm. It'll increase your Poison Nova damage by quite a bit, as well as give you some much needed stats. For luxury items, which shouldn't come about too often if you're playing the support role like a good little boy or girl, but a Manta style is an excellent choice. I know it's hard to remember because you basically play him like an intelligence hero, but Venomancer is in fact agility. Gameplay. In the laning stages, you're looked upon to land your Venomous Gale. This, along with another slow or stun, will usually net some easy kills in lane. Also remember that your Poison Sting passive will slow for 11% at level 1 and last for 7 seconds. So if 2 or more units are trying to flee from the scene, then attack each one periodically in order to keep the debuff active, therefore letting your teammates catch up and finish them off. As far as your Plague Wards are concerned, the way you use them is really dependent on what lane you've been put into. You can easily push with them, but please note that they really suck against towers and heroes. They deal piercing damage, which means they're amazing against lane creeps, dealing 150% their normal damage to them. But on the other hand, they deal 50% to everything else. So if you're pushing, just keep them in a nice grouping out of tower range, so you can push the creep wave speedily. If you're defending, then it's pretty easy. Just create an army near your tower that will decimate the lane creeps in no time. But as the game progresses, you really need to have foresight when it comes to defending. It takes a little time to set up a nice ward army, so you'll need to TP to towers at least 20 to 25 seconds before the push actually comes. But aside from defending, just pop your Plague Wards down everywhere you go. The vision they give is just ridiculous, and of course they're also a pain in the ass to kill. The item build we suggest will cater towards this kind of behavior too, as you'll have plenty of mana to do this. Counter warding is probably the easiest for somebody like Venomancer because you don't actually need an Observer Ward to see up high terrain. Your Plague Wards will do just fine. And remember that the Plague Wards can also be used to block creep camps, as well as pathways, which can make for some hilarious moments. An example of this is the stairs to the right of Roshan's pit can easily be blocked with a couple wards, which can make for going for Roshan a lot easier. In teamfights, I'll state the obvious by saying try and hit as many as you can with your Poison Nova and Gale. Right-clicking each unit once in a fight may sound good on paper, but doesn't actually work out as well as you'd think because of the issues with his attack range. Your passive is usually counted on the most for its slow, But remember that Poison Nova will not kill by itself, so right-clicking units affected by it that have a good chance of getting very low would be a good idea. But overall, Venomancer is a great kiter. With 2 slows, he can bring enemies' move speed to a crawl while running around them in circles. Friends and foes. Friends of Venomancer are those that will allow you an easy avenue to get your ultimate off on as many people as possible. Examples of such AoE abilities would include Enigma's Black Hole, Darkseer's Vacuum, and Void's Chronosphere. Foes to Venomancer are Instagibbers and those with heal, since a large portion of your damage is over time. In the healing department we have to include Omni Knight, Chen, and Dazzle. For Instagibbs, we have Lena, Tiny, and Lion. Of course, the biggest counter to a Venomancer is a team of competent individuals who realize they can deny their comrades with a simple right click, since all of Venomancer's skills are damage over time. Thanks for watching, guys, and please remember to subscribe to our YouTube. Also, a big thanks to Flawless and Luminous who helped create this guide. You can check them out at their YouTube channels, which are linked in the video description. Also, be sure to check out our website at dotacinema.com. My name is Sunsfan, and we love you guys.